Hello, welcome to another episode of Truth. I'm your host, Joanita. Thank you so much for watching us today. I am here with two very important people to us. Can you introduce yourself to us, please?
My name is Confidence Chidiebere and my wife is Joy.
Nice. Where do you live? Like what city? And not exactly your address.
We live in Edmonton, Southwest Edmonton.
We live in the south.
Excellent. How many years have you been married?
We've been married for 17 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
It is.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about where you met.
We met in Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay.
We were in the same church, Christ Embassy, Ikeja, and also in the same cell.
Okay.
And he was my cell leader at the time.
Nice. Nice. So what were your first impressions of each other when you met?
My first impression, because she was in my cell, is someone that loves the Lord and fears the Lord, and attends every meeting.
Okay.
And something special, she seems to be happy all the time too.
What about you, Sister Joy? What was your first impression of Brother Confidence?
Well, I have similar impression about him as well. Same as he has for me, like that there's someone that, loves the Lord, someone that is, just very simple, easygoing guy, and and he has this all around him, and
Okay, can you recollect a few of the qualities that really attracted you to him?
Yeah, of course I can, and one of them is the fact that he is very how will I put it, he's someone that tells you something, you can take it to the bank.
Okay.
Yeah, very reliable person. Very, very reliable, and
Okay. Brother Confidence?
Oh, I think the first thing is she seems happy all the time. Someone that is joyful. That is very important to me because I smile all the time. I'm joyful too.
Yeah.
I don't like very serious-minded people. Whether
Okay.
So she's joyful, and at my level at that time, my measure of spirituality is how you attend meetings, church meetings, and she's always there.
Okay.
So I said, and the teaching I have then is that love, you choose to love.
Okay.
So I wasn't looking for a magical love from the moon.
Okay.
The things I've seen physically made sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you guys find that you had a lot of things in common?
Not really at the beginning, because I think I've told this story several times to people. I'm the firstborn in my house, and we have a culture then that firstborn has to think home when they want to get married.
Okay.
And when I left school to move to the city where I found a banking job, my mother told me, "You're leaving, but I want you to think home when you want to get married." So that word remained with me.
Okay.
So when I want to get married, she was there, nice sister, good, but I wasn't interested because we don't speak the same language.
Okay. Now, you had alluded to the fact that you were ready to get married. What made you think that you were ready?
Oh, so many factors. When I was in school, student fellowship, I see young kids saying they're engaged. So I used to wonder, what are they doing? You're 22, 23, so you don't even have a plan. You don't know what you want to do after school. It does that. Some of them read courses that they didn't plan to read, and you say you're getting engaged. So I never got it. I never understood what they were doing. So I never got involved into such. I felt they were just fulfilling their lusts. That's my feeling. And when I left school, I was driven by what I want to do. And I said I wanted to be an accountant and a stockbroker. And it entails so many things. So at that point in my life, I was focused on my career. And I got my certification in accounting, and I became a stockbroker, and I got a banking job. And I continued that way. Then when I got to 29, I said, okay, maybe it's time to start thinking about getting married. One is that some of my colleagues are already getting married, so it's
happening around you.
It's happening around me. Secondly, I have financial stability. I was already stable financially. Then thirdly, I have a big house that I rented with the anticipation that I need to get somebody to marry.
Praying for Sister Joy.
Praying for Sister Joy.
Okay, I wasn't in the picture at the time.
You were still preparing.
So, at that point, everything is in line. That the next thing for me is to get married. And that was what I did, because I told my mother I want to get married, I told my parents I want to get married. Every of my friend knows that the only thing in my head at that point is to get married. Yes.
Okay, was it love at first sight?
No, it wasn't. And the reason why I said it wasn't love at first sight is because I knew him, like I mentioned before, and he, was also my cell leader at some point in Christ Embassy in Keja. So it wasn't love at first sight. And based on the knowledge that I had then, I knew that love is a choice. You can choose to love somebody. And that have really helped me, because it wasn't that of feelings like, oh, I'm going to feel, oh, this guy makes me feel, no, it wasn't like that. There are specific things that I was looking for in a man that I'm going to get married to, and he have those qualities like knowing the Lord, loving the Lord, serving the Lord, being dependable, being true to himself, and he have all those qualities, and based on that, I was able, making that decision to love him wasn't a hard decision to make.
Now, how old were you when you guys got married?
When we got married, I was 27.
Okay, so what made you feel as if you were ready to get married at that time?
That's an interesting question. One, I was of age. I wasn't 15 or 17. I had finished school, and I really wanted to work, but I couldn't find a job, and I started a business. So I had a business, a thriving business at the time. Yeah, so
you just felt, you knew you were ready.
I knew I was ready. I wanted to get married then. Yeah.
So how long did you guys court for?
Oh, like I said, when I met my wife, I was already ready to be married. So long courtship is not in my agenda.
It wasn't in your budget.
It wasn't. I was ready to get married. I don't mean to say that long courtship is bad. Yes, I don't have an opinion. But my own position, I believe that short courtship is better for me. And that's why I never looked at women until I was ready. So we courted for about 9 months.
9 months, okay.
But it was 9 months because my parents made it 9 months.
Okay.
I was ready to get married within 6 months.
Okay.
When I made up my mind that this is my wife, I fixed a date and told them, they say it's not going to work. And then I moved it by 3-4 months.
Okay.
So that's it.
Okay, so now, did you propose to Sister Joy, or did you propose to Brother Confidence? It's a weird question in our community, but in Canadian culture it happens, right? The female can propose to the male, so who proposed to who?
I didn't know that.
Oh, it happens.
I did the proposition because like you said, in our culture, it's a man that does that.
Yes.
I did that, but it wasn't. I'm an old school. It wasn't that.
It wasn't elaborate.
There's no flower. There's no.
Sister Joy, can you tell us a little bit about the experience? Were you surprised? Was it exactly what you had always wished for, or was it just you were engaged?
Well, yeah. So I knew the proposal was coming. I
Okay.
knew he was going to propose, but when I don't know. So
Okay.
yeah. So when he proposed, it was exciting. The feeling was a good feeling. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Brother Confidence, did you ask her dad for permission before proposing? Or
Okay, because of the church system,
yeah.
I don't know whether it's changed now,
Okay.
the church system.
Yeah.
You know, where given the information I had at that time was that you need the permission more from the church
Okay.
than from the parents.
Okay.
Okay, so when I was ready, I told my what they call PCF leader,
Okay.
which is someone that leads the group of cells, who now communicated to the church.
Okay.
The church said, asked him questions because they believe that he has to give a testimonial about you.
Okay.
The church asked him questions and he answered them well. He came back and said, okay, the church doesn't have any problem with two of you getting married.
Okay.
That was what happened.
Okay.
And because we are from two different traditional environments,
Yeah.
two different tribes,
Yeah.
two different states,
Yeah.
we had some things to contend with
Okay.
on a family level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now going into that a little bit, what does one do if parents are not in full agreement of the marriage, but the church is? What would be your advice?
My advice, and still my advice, that parents'
Yeah.
approval is very important
Yeah.
because they give birth to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bible says, honor your father and your mother,
Yeah.
that your days may be long. Now there's a caveat. I understand there are unreasonable parents, parents that will not listen
Yeah.
based on some flimsy stuff and refuse marriage.
Yeah.
My advice is still make every effort.
Yeah.
Make every effort. Don't write them off. Don't say to hell with you. Make every effort to get them on board.
Okay.
Because your parents don't hate you.
Yeah.
What they are doing may be ignorant, but they're doing it because they love you.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. So do everything. And from my experience, counseling younger people,
Yeah.
I know that if you hold on enough, they will come on board.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you guys do like church counseling?
Oh, yes.
You did? Okay. How
We
long
did.
was that, and what was your experience with that?
Church counseling
church
is
counseling
actually
is a
structured
class,
then. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
class. It's
yeah.
about a month class.
Okay. So you had to do it.
Yes, you had to must.
Okay.
Yeah, a month or more than that. Not precisely sure. 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Not
But
precisely sure, but yeah, it's a class that both of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
must.
Do you find that it was helpful in the first stages of your marriage?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah,
Okay.
it was helpful because you know, in the class, then it's not only the scriptural aspect, but they also, you know, makes us to evaluate some of the characteristics of each other, what
Yeah.
you like about each other, and stuff like that. So yeah.
So it did help. Okay.
Mhm.
That's really good. Now, obviously, Brother Confidence, you had alluded to keeping yourself pure, like you didn't date around because you wanted to keep yourself pure. Now, were there like specific rules that you guys put in place to not get yourself in trouble? If you know what I mean.
Yeah, first of all, I don't have rules that I set,
Okay.
but there are some common sense things I know I won't do. Number one is that I will not sleep in the same room with my wife to be
Okay.
because you're inviting
Trouble.
trouble.
Okay.
And secondly, based on the right things should be done,
Yeah.
but not only to be done, it has to be seen to be done.
Okay.
You can sleep in the same house with your wife to be and nothing happened, but what example are you setting up to people around you that say, oh, this woman slept here?
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They will imagine so many things.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I will not put myself in a compromising position
Mm-hmm.
at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just give some distance
Yeah.
because a river cannot drown somebody who did not get near.
Yes. Yes. Now, Sister Joe, what about you? Like, were there certain principles as a female you had put in place to?
No, because we both have similar expectations based on our understanding of the Word of God and
Yeah.
the knowledge of the right thing to do. So
Mhm.
it wasn't a struggle
Mm.
And
to do.
Mhm.
having said that, I need to point something because when you're getting older, you start getting
Yeah.
perspective.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I believed that if the bed is defiled before marriage, you have a horrible marriage,
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. I don't believe that anymore
Okay.
because God is not looking for you to punish because it's a terrible place. If you put it in the mind of people, it can ruin their marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obey God's word.
Mm.
But if you fall, don't kill yourself because you fall.
Mm.
Ask for forgiveness and move to the next thing. God has moved on. Because you have it in your mind, oh, my bed. Because confidence and his wife did not sleep before they got married, they have successful marriage. It is not true.
There's more to it.
There's
for
more
sure.
to it. So don't get carried away. If you're watching this video and they say, oh, but I did this, but is that why the problems are? No, it's not the reason. God has forgiven you. So move to the next point. It's very important I say that.
Yeah.
So that I don't kill yourself because
because you slipped up.
Yes.
Yeah, because two good. You see, I would like to also add that two good people can marry and have unsuccessful marriage, but that doesn't make them bad people.
Yeah.
They might be better friends than better couple.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But can you give maybe advice to, let's say, maybe a young female that's watching?
Yeah.
Because even me, from experience, I know some things that I didn't adhere to in terms of the Word of God and dating and stuff, that I know what it cost me, right? So what would you tell a young female who is maybe looking to get married, but their spouse is pressuring them to go into that area that we all know won't benefit them? What kind of advice would you give them?
The advice I have is you have to hold on to God's word because that's intentional. You know what is wrong and you want to go and do it.
Yeah.
Hold on to God's word. Don't even be afraid of anything. If the person walks away because of that, give God the glory.
Exactly.
It's a good thing that the person walks away. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just talking about people that made mistakes in their past. I'm not encouraging you that's about to get married to go and engage into immoralities and or stuff like that. So if somebody wants to get married to and is a Christian that goes to church and he wants to sleep with you before getting married, and you are telling the person this is not right and is insistent, it's actually a good sign that it may not be the right one.
There you go. Give us a word to describe what your first 5 years of marriage was.
For me, I would say patience.
Okay.
Because like when we first got married, like when you were dating, it's one level, and then when you get married, now you are together. Like you thought you knew this person, now you now have to start learning this person. And for me, you need patience because I'll give an example. My husband is someone that nothing bugs him, like, and then we will argue about something. Then we will go married, like, oh, why did you do this? And as soon as we were done, he would just go eat his food, sleep,
forget all about it, right?
And I'm sitting there like, how can he be sleeping? Imagine he's sleeping. He doesn't even know that what he said since morning is still hurting me. But as time goes on, as I understand more of him, and he understands more about me, and I found that looking back now, I just laughed at myself as to how I took, baseless stuff serious at the time. But the fact that I was patient through the process and trust the process and learn through the process first really helped.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
What about you, sir?
I would say similar thing, just to learning the person, learning, but like she said, we are two different people
Yeah.
that came together to get married.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate that, I don't take so many things to heart. And I can open my mouth and say something that comes to my head, not knowing that I'm hurt somebody.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but with time, it's got, you woke up the following day, you are talking to the person, you're still doing as if yesterday something still matters.
Yeah.
I said, come on, yesterday is
It's
gone.
gone. Today's new.
So forget about what happened yesterday. So, but I started learning that I have to put her feelings into consideration.
Yeah.
I don't just say anything
Yeah.
that comes to my head.
Yeah.
I have to weigh it at times. How is it going to impact this person? And I think she saw that too. That I've started improving in that area. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect. I still get
It's a work in
angry
progress,
and
I
say
would
things.
say.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've met couples who said it took them about 10, 15 years for the marriage to actually settle to the point where they know each other. When would you say, or what year would you say you guys comfortably could say, okay, yeah, I know this my wife, I know this my husband?
Personally, I think 10, 15 years is too
long, eh?
too long. 2 years, 3 years, you understand who you are staying with. It's,
Okay.
you should understand the person's issues. Whether it's you're hot tempered, when to talk to the person, when to confront the person, I think it's too long. I never had that time.
Okay.
And because I don't think my wife had so many issues to work on, because I think her family background helped. She understood the word respect.
Okay.
So many a times, argument sets in when she sees me high, she calms down.
Okay.
But when we're now getting older, I now discover that it's not my right to be waiting for her to calm down. At times I'm the one that should calm down myself.
Interesting. Interesting. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, that is very, very true. And also what I'll add is that knowing what are fundamentals to you also help, because if you build a castle in the air in your own imaginations and expect your spouse to fit into that castle that you built that is not real, if you wait for 20, 30 years, because it's in your head, it's in your imaginations, and you're not realistic, and you didn't put into considerations what are the vital things and how realistic are these expectations, that might delay how far or how soon you marry could settle in reality.
In other words, she's saying if you're expecting perfection, you're going to wait for so long.
You're setting yourself up for failure.
For
Really.
failure, yes.
Yeah.
You may not fail, but you may realize it very long in the game. But if you know that you're marrying an imperfect person, the only thing I ask of you is to be honest with me and be truthful. Once you do those two things,
which I refer to as being fundamentals.
Once I'm not looking for a perfect person because there's none.
Right.
Okay, now the other subject now is your interpretation of submission and leadership as we see in the Bible. Somebody said everybody's interpretation of that particular scripture is different. What does it look like to you, like a submissive woman? What should that look like?
So for me, to be submissive is that I yield myself, under your leadership to lead. Yes, I give you that authority, even though I know that you have the authority to shatter my heart, to break my heart, but I choose, to commit my heart into your hand and be submissive to you. So it's a function of trust, because this person can do otherwise. I have no control.
Yeah.
Once I've submitted myself to you, what you do with that submission is outside of my control. But I trust
Yeah. And your
that.
leadership. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
When you say that people have different opinions, I think interpretation should be one in the Bible.
Yes.
And that's that chapter of the Bible is talking about the hierarchy
Yes.
in the family. And in that hierarchy, if you're a Christian, you should believe that the husband is the head of the household.
Yes. Yeah.
If you believe that, submission may not be very difficult, because if you know that the husband is the head, submission comes in when there's a conflict. Basically,
Yeah.
if it's a matter that both of you have strong opinion about, and it's not a matter of what is about God, because God's own is number one. God is number one in every family.
Yes.
If the conflict is not about do we serve God or do we not serve God,
Yeah.
it's about making decisions in the family, mundane decisions, like do we live in the south or not, or east or Vermont.
Yeah.
I get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that is the point, and the man has a strong opinion and insisting that he has to be Vermont, let it be Vermont.
Okay.
But the love aspect of it, because they walk hand in hand,
Yes.
Yeah.
that's why they're in the same chapter of the Bible.
Yeah.
If you have experience like I've had, you will know again that there are so many matters you just give up
Yeah. Yeah.
for peace to reign.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So, to me, it's straight interpretation. Where there's a conflict, the man's opinion should, as far as it's not something supreme.
Okay. But then lead with love. I really like
that love has
that
to be
aspect that you said. Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and also like, and again, our response to these questions is the fact that we're talking from the angle of believers.
Yes.
Because there might be people that are going through abusive relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this is not the situation we are addressing in this instance.
Yeah.
Just to put it out there.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about kids? Like how many kids you wanted to have and all that before you got married?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
we plan to have 2 kids.
Okay.
A boy and a girl. That's what we plan to have. But 3 girls came out first.
So that counted as one then.
Oh boy.
Not really. Not really. I don't want to diminish the girls because
Of
they are very
course,
good
just
people.
kidding.
Yeah, we can't even imagine our lives without them. Yeah, but
Not really.
I would desire to have boy kept us going, and also we also had miscarriage. We experienced miscarriage during the process, but
At the beginning of the marriage, yeah.
at the beginning, yeah.
I know that seems to be some things that a few people that I know are having an issue with, and I find, especially within the African community, we don't talk a lot. Everything's kept inside. But in my opinion, I feel when things are brought to light, it makes it easier for other people to share, and you don't even know who you're helping.
So
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with couples that might be having issues with pregnancy or miscarriages, what advice would you have to encourage them?
It can be a difficult times for the couple, not just the woman, but both parties. And my number one advice is to listen to your doctor's advice, number one, and then the health of the woman should be put into consideration. Very, very critical, because in my own case, like it was our first, child, my very first pregnancy. We really wanted, the child to stay, and we, so desire for the pregnancy to stay.
Yeah.
But as we were going, doing scan, doing ultrasound, the doctor kept saying, no.
No, I think you missed some points, because I think miscarriage affects women more. Personally, I think so.
Yeah.
From my experience.
Yeah.
Because when she started bleeding at that point, we go to the doctor, they keep telling you, trying to communicate to you. Maybe in this country they may tell you directly, but back home they are communicating to you in an indirect way for you to. So, but my wife is not seeing the signals they were given.
Yeah.
But I saw it. And I kept saying, this baby is not staying.
Yeah.
But my wife will say she's walking by faith for the baby to stay.
Yeah.
Well, after a while she was thinking, maybe I'm very hard-hearted. How can I be talking like that?
Yeah.
But it's not being hard-hearted, it's being realistic at that point in time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it kept going. She was bleeding for weeks. Until one day we now went to another doctor. The doctor was very straightforward.
Okay.
Woman, if you don't flush this whole thing out, you're going to die yourself. It's going to compromise your system and you have infections. At that point, I said, she was crying, but I knew that was the right thing to do at that point.
Yeah.
And it was done. So I just say that to say this. Women are more impacted, because I felt it, because at times I imagine, how would that child be?
How they look like,
just,
right? Yeah.
I just imagine, but I wave it off. But I know that it was more personal to her than to me.
Yeah.
I felt so then. Then for women experiencing miscarriage, see your doctor.
Yeah.
Do the best you can. It can be taken care of, but if it's something that's impossible, don't kill yourself for that. It boils down to the perspective we're talking about.
Yeah.
You can adopt a child.
Exactly.
You can, if you don't want to adopt, you can live alone. This life is not forever.
Yeah.
If you know it, it's easier for me because I'm older now, knowing that you cannot live forever, and I've accepted that fact. So that makes me to accept certain things.
Yeah.
You did not commit anything. The Bible says, who did sin that this thing happened? You did not do anything.
Yeah.
Just don't blame yourself. Just take it that way and leave it as it is. Okay. But when you accept it, just pray that God gives you the ability to accept what you cannot change.
Exactly.
What you cannot change, you cannot change. Accept it and live your life that way.
Yeah.
So you can't. It's good to have children. I love them.
Yeah.
But if you don't have, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, it's important to reach out to somebody, whether it's your pastor, your mentor, a friend, and just talk about it. Because as Brother Confidence says, it's not something that one should kill themselves over. Because certain things are just the way we are. As a man, we can't really give reasons to everything.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you for that. Thank you. So now on to intimacy. Okay, so prior to kids and after having kids, does it look different?
Yes, it looks. I don't think it has to do anything to do with kids.
Okay.
I think it has something to do with age.
Okay.
My personal opinion.
You're sounding like you're
Yes, I'm being straightforward with you, and I want to believe that's what the program is for.
Yeah.
To tell people,
the truth.
when I was younger, yes, I can be intimate with my wife 3, 4, 5 times a week. That was in my early 30s.
Yeah.
But when you start getting to some 40s, you feel, at times, it doesn't cross my mind.
so many other thoughts, right?
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
so many other thoughts and so many.
I think about the thoughts and about your body changing.
Yeah, yeah.
Your libido level goes down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This, I think it's scientific. I don't think I'm making it up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Some people believe in taking some medication to prop it up.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my own opinion about it. Can you say it?
No, mine is this. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, but like, I mean, when the kids came, you know, kids never leave you alone. They don't want to go to bed. As long as you're up, they want to be up.
Oh yeah.
Like, were they interrupting anything? Like, how did you deal with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, they do, because like before kids, like anywhere, anytime in the house,
Yeah.
there's no
Mm-hmm.
day, morning, afternoon, wherever. But now we can't do anything in the kitchen or in the living room like we used to back then.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to put the kids into consideration and wait until the coast is clear.
Yeah. Yeah. But would you say it's important to schedule a time for intimacy? And it doesn't
Schedule?
necessarily have to be sexual, but even just talking and going out. Or do you think it's important? It just happens. You should just leave it to just happen.
Yeah.
Yeah?
We don't.
It may be good to schedule time to talk.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different question.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have things bugging your mind,
Mm-hmm.
I need to talk. She does it most of the time.
Yeah.
She feels that I'm not paying attention. She feels that something is going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
She'll say, we need to talk.
Okay.
Then we fix time to talk.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
Okay.
But for intimacy,
you
I
don't
don't have
schedule.
some time, yes.
It just happens. If not, not, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I only say that because a few couples we spoke to had said it was important for them to schedule time for it because there's so much going around and going on that if you don't schedule time for it, you find that in a short amount of time you're distance, you're not really, you know, because that connection is gone.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, so it's important for you to schedule time for it. That's why I asked.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, they may not be wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't just do that.
Yeah.
But they may not be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Be wrong, yeah.
Okay. Now, okay, moving on to finances. I know that's one of the big things that are breaking up marriages and all that.
Yeah.
Do you think it's important that a couple has one account?
I think it depends on the couple.
Okay.
I think it really depends on the couple.
Yeah.
Why? Because if there's some people came to marriage
Yeah.
with trust issues.
Yeah.
If you are such a person,
Mm-hmm.
I better give you some gaps so that you figure out that trust yourself, so that you don't start questioning any of my moves.
Yeah.
But if you came in understanding the person you're married to,
Yeah.
you know, when we came to this country, when we were in Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
I work.
Yeah.
I'm going to work, I have a salary account.
Yeah.
It's not like in this country that when you start working, they open a special account for your salaries.
Yeah.
So I have a salary account.
Okay.
But I actually have a company account
Mm-hmm.
that both of us sign.
Okay.
So what happens is, salary comes,
Yeah.
I move it to the account that she has access to.
Okay.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
When they came to this country,
Yeah.
I was still back in Nigeria.
Okay.
So I was sustaining them from Nigeria.
Yeah.
But when she opened the account in our name.
Yeah.
Anybody can run the account.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it has been like that since we came, because when I came, she started running the account.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of took the back seat and
Yeah.
account running. When we were in Nigeria, I run it most of the time.
Okay.
But when you came here,
Mm-hmm.
she's the one that opened the account. She's the one that deals with the banks.
Okay.
I didn't see the need to change that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So even when I need something, I say, I need this. Can you get it for me?
Mm-hmm.
They'll get it for me, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that is how it is. I've not started thinking, oh, do I need to open my no, I don't. It's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but again, I said there's no right and wrong answer to this question. It depends on the marriage and the partners involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's 100% trust,
Yeah.
when we were buying a house,
Mm-hmm.
the first house we bought, I bought it in my name.
Mm-hmm.
When we were buying another house,
Mm-hmm.
the realtor advised that we buy in both of our names. But I later realized that it was a mistake. I would have bought it in her name because she's not going to run away.
Yeah.
I don't know why she advised us. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so to me, it's one, there is trust, and there is, you are honest and sincere.
Yeah.
The joint account works for me all the time.
But is there a specific amount that you have to run by each other before you can spend?
Because I don't spend anything.
Yeah.
I really don't spend anything. The only money I spend is my phone bill,
Okay.
which goes to my credit card direct,
Okay.
which she now pays. I'll tell her, okay, you need to pay my credit card.
Okay. So she's in charge of all the finances.
Oh, she's in charge.
Okay.
Then for any other expenses, I don't expect her to tell me everything she wants to spend.
Okay.
Especially something necessary.
Yeah.
But I can get pissed off when you start spending the money on. You just enter superstore, nothing is planned, you say it's on sale, you buy.
Yeah.
I get concerned about that.
Okay.
If I notice that, I'll say, why did you buy this? Why did you buy that?
Okay.
But with the experience,
Yeah.
you know, when you came to this, when you first come to a new country,
Yeah.
you don't really understand how credit card works. You can be swiping it,
Yeah. And get yourself into trouble.
get yourself into
Right?
trouble. So that one, we had discussion on credit card usage
Yeah.
before we are now on the same page on that.
Okay.
That because you have a card and there's $15,000 or $20,000,
Doesn't mean you should
it's
just
not your
be
money.
swiping.
It's not your money.
Yeah.
So anything that is important that she wants to spend, she doesn't need to tell me.
Even if it's $500.
It doesn't need $500. Yeah, if it's she's running Airbnb and there's something to buy, you come and tell me and it's important.
Yeah.
You spend it and let me know. Yeah, I don't have to start questioning, why did you buy this?
Yeah.
Unless you want to go and buy a designer's bag that was not planned for $500, I have to say, why did you buy that?
Yeah.
But
So
something
as long as it was planned for, then it's okay.
it doesn't have to be planned. You can get to one of the Airbnbs and say, oh, this bed is down.
Yeah.
Other bed.
Yeah.
Before letting me know, because you can't say, I need to come and tell my husband.
Before I order it.
You don't have to. If it's something important.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we are always on the same page of the definition of what is that important, because we have the same understanding of what is important.
Okay.
Is all about.
Now, obviously, it took time to get here.
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you know how many times back then when I buy Louis Vuitton, they were like LV.
Yeah, because I don't understand why you're talking about LV as if it's not a bag.
It's not a bag. Anyways.
Yeah.
That's my side gist.
Yeah, no, this is really good. Just to wrap up,
Yeah.
what do you think? What is one thing you can say that can prepare someone for a successful marriage?
I think number one is expectation. I think she said it before. Expectation.
Yeah.
You don't expect to get married and all your problem vanishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not getting married for your problems to be solved. You have to understand that.
Yeah.
So true.
And you cannot watch movies and imagine that's how your marriage will be.
Exactly.
It's a movie.
Exactly.
So you should have a realistic, practical expectation. You're not marrying somebody that wake up in the morning and wake up and cook for you and
bring you breakfast in bed.
Yes, and you know, they pamper you, all those things they do in the movie, buy a holiday trip to
Dubai.
And, you know,
Yeah.
it can be planned into the marriage, but movies are movies.
Yeah.
Marriage is marriage. Set the right expectation. Tell yourself, I'm going to make me happy.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to make you happy.
That's it.
If you're not a happy person, you will remain miserable in
Even
your
after
marriage.
marriage, right?
In fact, you transfer it to the next person. Then you now create so much problems.
Okay.
So that is number one thing
Okay.
I'll tell people. Then if I have opportunity to tell them number two,
Yeah.
love is a choice. That's why some people marry two wives and they love both of them. So it shouldn't be outside of this world. You have a minor conflict, it's like a checkout. You're not ready in the first time. So make up your mind. As well as it's not something that is dangerous. My wife alluded to that. You're not being abused. There's no danger to your life. It's just that this person has a way of doing this kind of a thing. Then work it out with the person. Because if you don't, two good people can marry and not work out.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that there's one is wicked or one is good. No, there are two good people and you know them, but it didn't work because they refused to make important things important.
Exactly.
So true. And if I were to add something, I would say expect change. Expect change in the sense that change is constant. You know, and in the changes we evolved. Like when we're in Nigeria, like, and when if I have to go back, look at both of us at the time we got married. And how we've evolved, things we've done. So expect change, expect things to change, but just be confident that so long as you both have each other, you're going to overcome whatever situations that comes face to face with you, and you will still be standing. Yeah, that's what I would say. And also, especially as a woman, we should give expression to ourselves, because many a times we don't give opportunity for us to express ourselves. You know, there's so much we can do if we can just let, you know, go of what we think is the only thing that we can do. You see, look around you, there's so many things you can do. And then when we keep doing that, it leads to, it brings fulfillment, it brings satisfaction, it brings self-actualization, and it also brings self-confidence. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Just to add, I strongly believe that in every marriage, it's vital to find older couples who you can kind of tag along with, who can kind of help you along the way. And Brother Confidence and Sister Joy have been that for me and my husband. So just another encouragement, find somebody who's older, who's not new in the game, who you know that either your husband can listen to, or you as the wife, you will listen to. You know, and make sure you tap into that, because it'll really make your marriage easier. And of course, God is the number one. We all know that.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for your time with us and just sharing the truths of your marriage with us. And we appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Please share, like, and if you're interested in being on the show, just let us know. Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.